that he's continuing to play so well and this hard, even with the season and the record and everything that's going on?
Well, it says that he's a good player. That's what it says, that he prepares for the game, studies the game plan, understands what goes into it, and then on the field, he's able to perform at a high level. Even though, there have been changes in personnel and all that, he still can produce. So that's what it says about him, and I think that as he continues to grow and develop, he will be really good.
And Ross Blacklock played less than normal. He played 7 snaps. What did you think of Ross's game yesterday, and was there a reason why he played less?
Well, I don't think that he was on top of his game yesterday, and so that might have had something to do with it.
Christy?
Do you have an update on Titus Howard and how he's doing?
You know what? Yesterday, Titus had the concussion, showed some severe symptoms, and so he stayed overnight in Indy at the hotel. And but he's on the way back now, and he's in the concussion protocol.
Cody Davis.
Hey, good morning, Coach. Can you just talk about how Kaheli Warren has came along as of late, especially after his performance on yesterday?
Well, he's getting more opportunities to show what he can do, to show what his ability is, and he's taking advantage of it because he's making plays. And so I think that he'll be a good addition going forward.
Sarah?
Romeo, do you think the fact that you don't have all the wide receivers you planned coming into this year has contributed to the red zone issues?
Not necessarily. We haven't had them out in the field, but we still move the ball. So we just have to do a better job in the red zone.
Christy?
When you have a player like Kiki that had a tough mistake that contributed to a loss like that, do you worry that it will linger, or do you feel like he's a professional and he'll be able to shake it off and move forward?
Well, he has to shake it off and move forward because he's got to play next week. So he's got to put it behind him. I know he doesn't like it, the fact that the play occurred, but it occurred. You can't take it back. And so you can try to work to improve so that it doesn't happen again.
Aaron Wilson.
Hey, with Charles Omenihu and that sack that you had, I know it's hard to get to Phillip Rivers. What did you think about his pass rushing and just kind of the way that's come around?
Well, he had good help on that one because we pushed the pocket and Rivers was trying to get out, and he came kind of right to him to a degree, but he kind of anticipated where he was going to step, and he put himself in position to get the sack.
To follow up on her question about Titus, with there only being 2 weeks left, and as you say, the symptoms being bad, would you consider shutting him down and not having him play the remainder of the season, or are you still determining that once he returns?
Well, after the doctors, take a good look at him and he goes into the protocol, there's a protocol that we have to follow. They have to pass, I think, 5 different stages before they're eligible to play. And it just depends on whether he can pass those stages or not.
Right. And what I mean is if with there only being 2 games left, and let's say if it's a situation where, he's already missed 1 game, would it make sense rather to play the last game for a guy like that?
Well, if he passes the protocol, then they say that he's okay, and so if we need him, then we could probably play him. If he doesn't pass the protocol, then we can't even put him on the field.
Mark Berman.
Hey, Romeo, can you talk about the concerns that you have, if that's the right word, that the lack of getting turnovers by your defense, which you only have 8, which is the fewest in the league?
Yeah, we haven't been able to get them like some teams get them. But I think that guys are doing what they are capable of doing. And we're not getting hands on balls. We're not causing fumbles and all of those kind of things. But they do continue to play hard. to give us a chance. And so that's what I have to build on, that the fact that they will go out there and play and give effort.
What are some keys to improving in that area?
Hey, we've concentrated on it. We've worked in practice doing turnover circuits and all of those things, and sometimes being at the right place at the right time is part of it. Sometimes we're making extraordinary plays. If a guy has an ability to jump high, he might be able to jump and tip a ball or something like that, and then getting guys to the ball. As many guys as you can get to the football and try to script the ball out. All of those kind of things go into it.
Christy?
Obviously, David Johnson has a history of being able to catch a lot of passes out of the backfield, and he was able to do that yesterday for you for pretty much the first time this year for a lot of yards. Do you feel like this is something he'll be able to build on in the last couple of games?
Well, I think that as we go through these last few games, we'll see what the opponent is giving us, and we kind of take what the opponent gives us. So I think that when they try to take the receivers away, then that opens it up for the tight ends and the backs. And if they try to take the receivers and tight ends away, then that leaves the backs by themselves. And so David was able to take advantage of the fact that he found open spots in the zones. He was able to catch and run because some of those plays were check down type plays, and he's got great ability as a runner. So he gains yards, when he gets the ball in his hands.
Aaron Wilson?
I wanted to ask you about the Pro Bowl. Zach Cunningham leads the fan balloting. They'll announce the team tonight. Just your thoughts on Zach's season and also Laramie and Deshaun.
Well, Zach has had a good season. He is a very active defensive player for us. He runs and hits. He fills gaps, and he is productive from that aspect. And so I think that probably he's well deserving of that, particularly when you're one of the leaders in tackles in the NFL, so that's a big plus. And then you mentioned Deshaun. We've talked about Deshaun and what he's been able to do this year. And if he's in the running, I think that's well deserved as well. And then Laramie, he's a very talented young man who kind of protects Deshaun's blind side. And he's got good talent and size and all of those things that you want in an offensive tackle. So I'm happy for all of them.
Anybody else? All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Have a good one.